Hello, this is MJ. I'm Korean, but I'm currently living in Netherlands. I'd like to introduce a simple Korean food recipe for foreigners interested in Korean food or for Korean living abroad. The Korean food I will introduce today is deokguk. In English, rice cake soup. A food that is meaningful for the New Year's. It is a very old custom for Koreans to eat deokguk on New Year's morning. It originated from the New Year's ancestral rituals and wishes you a bright year. The traditional New Year's in Korea follows the lunar calendar like other Asian countries. Also in Korea, it is a tradition to get 1 year older on New Year's, not on your birthday.
Therefore, people say if you ate one bowl of deokguk, you get 1 year older, and if you ate two bowls of deokguk, children say a joke that they get 2 years older. If you live in Europe like me, I think you can find an Asian market in the big cities. In the Netherlands, you can easily get Korean ingredients from a chain store called Amazing Oriental.
This is a garetteok. Garetteok is a type of a Korean rice cake, and the rice flour is first steamed to make the dough, which is then shaped into the long stick, then sliced into a coin shape. This bag contains 500 grams of rice cakes. And beef. We will use 350 grams of foreign. In Korea, beef forelimbs are used to make soup. This part is tough, but on the other hand, it is less greasy, which makes it lighter. And it is also rich in flavor. And if it is put in the water for a long time and cooked for a long time, it softens and makes it easier to eat. Chicken or dumplings can be used instead of beef. And spring onion. It is also used to make a beef broth and as a garnish when it is served. Eggs. They add a flavor to the broth, and it also serves as a garnish. And garlic. Garlic is indispensable in Korean food. Salt and sesame oil. Soy sauce. There are many types of soy sauce in Korea. 양조간장, a broiled soy sauce, 진간장, dark soy sauce, 국간장, and 조선간장, traditional Korean soy sauce, or light soy sauce. Each soy sauce has a different use. When making soup, it is good to use 국간장 or 조선간장. In my place, only 양조간장 and 진간장 could be found, so I will use 진간장 instead. It is not big problem, but soup can be more brown color than using 국간장 or 조선간장. You can use any soy sauce from near market. Pepper. There are 500 grams of rice cakes in this bag. 500 grams of rice cake is suitable for 2 or 3 people. First, soak the rice cakes in the water for 10 to 30 minutes. Soaking the rice cake in the water makes the rice cake more chewy and the taste of the soup soak into the rice cakes. Next, we will prepare spring onions. The spring onion will be prepared in 2 different forms. One part for garnish and the remaining to make a beef broth. Chop spring onions into small pieces to decorate. The spring onions that makes the broth will be cut into larger pieces and add it together with the beef into water. Next is garlic. Garlic is an essential ingredient in Korean food. So typically, I keep minced garlic in an ice cube tray. If you use one piece at a time, like ice cube, you can conveniently store them for a long time.
Next is the process of making the broth. Add beef and garlic, spring onions into the water. The traditional method is to boil for about an hour to make a broth. If you want to make it quick and simple, you can skip this step and use the dashida, a broth flavored product in Korea, or Lundblast bouillon in the Netherlands. In the traditional way, add the water to a pot, add beef, spring onions, and garlic, and boil. In Korea, you can also add the kelp and boil it together, but it was difficult to find in Europe. Next, prepare the eggs. Eggs will also be prepared in two forms. One for the soup and the other as a garnish. Add the eggs, add a little salt and mix. This is how you make eggs for garnish. First, put oil on a heated pan, then pour the eggs in the pan and cook over low heat until cooked enough. When eggs are sufficiently cooked, roll them up using some tools. Now it's time to cut the eggs. Thinly slice the rolled egg. Keep it on a plate for later use. Now I think the broth is complete. I'm going to remove the meat from the boiling water. Chop the meat up, throw away the ingredients, and use just the broth. Now cut the meat into small pieces. You can also make the shredded beef depending on the shape of the meat before. I bought it in the cut form already in the market, so I don't think it's appropriate to shred it. Now we are going to grill the chopped meat in a pan. Put basic oil and sesame oil in a heated pan. Sesame oil is another essential part of Korean food. Sesame oil adds a particular flavor to the food. Salt can be used for grilling the meat, but soy sauce will be used. Add about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce and fry. Now it's time to make the real tteokguk.
Put the rice cake in the broth. And add the grilled meat together. There are many types of tteokguk. You can make it this way. Or you can add chicken or dumplings instead of beef at this moment. Then add the egg to the soup and stir. You can add eggs or not, depending on your preference. Maybe I mixed it too much. The egg become too small. Well, they all taste the same. Let's not take it seriously.
Now boil the soup for 10 to 15 minutes until the rice cake is cooked. Taste the broth in the middle of boiling. If it doesn't taste good enough, you can add a soy sauce or salt to taste. In Korea, salted shrimp can be added to taste. However, it is difficult to find in Europe. You can add more soy sauce, but I don't want the broth to turn brown, so I will add more salt. And add some pepper.
It's time to decorate. These are the eggs you prepared earlier and the chopped spring onion. These are a seaweed snack. The ingredient I forget in the ingredient description. It is baked seaweed with the sesame oil and is a common side dish in Korea. First, sprinkle a spring onion nicely on the soup and decorate it with the chopped eggs in the middle of the soup. And finally, crush the seaweed snack and sprinkle on the top of the soup. Now cooking is over. Of course, you have to eat kimchi with Korean food. And also, it can be even better if you eat sweet chapsaltteok together after meal. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like the video, please click the like button. This is my first video, but if many people like it, I will come back with more nice videos. Thank you.